Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm here B.Tech student. I know the lectures will teach we don't understand what the sir was saying.
Let me start this session with some facts and research based on Python. According to Stack Overflow's 2018 developer survey, it was found that Python is the most wanted programming language of 2018. Even if you talk about the career in Python, Python developers are in a great demand for a wide range of jobs all over the world. These include machine learning, databases, data analysis, cloud infrastructures, website designing, web scraping, security, mobile developments, and many more. Let me just give you an example. If you search for a Python developer job on any major job website like Indeed.com or Monster.com, you will find thousands of job opportunities out there. Based on Indeed's March 2018 data, the average salary of a Python developer in US was around $115,835. So let's start with assigning single value to a variable. You know what? Unlike Java or C++, you don't have to add any data type for a variable. Just specify the name of the variable, for example, a equal 10. So depending on your data, Python will automatically detect the data type of your variable, which in this case is integer. Alright, let's see other example. Suppose we have a name as Victor. So Python will automatically detect that this name variable is of data type string since it stored the string value. Alright, next we have salary as 2000.23. So since 2000.23 is nothing but a floating type, so automatically Python will detect that salary is of a data type float. You don't have to specify a data type to a variable. Alright, let me just show you this example in our Jupyter notebook. For example, I need to store an integer value. So I'll name a variable like a equal 10. 10 is integer and I'm not specifying any data type for it, right? Hit enter. Since no error is appearing, so I guess it's correct. But what if I just write int a equal 10? So as you can see, it gave me an invalid syntax. So you cannot use any data type before a variable. Alright. Next, what if I want to store a string variable? Just like name equal John. Alright. Hit enter. Similarly, for a floating data type, salary or any variable name equal 2023.234. Alright. It's as simple as that. Alright. So now that you have learned how you can assign a value to a variable, let's see how you can have multiple assignment to a same variable. Alright. So let's suppose you are assigning three variables as a equal 10, b equal 10, and again c equals 10. So here we have three variables, and what you have to do, you have to assign the same value to all of them. So instead of assigning value one by one, what you can just write, you can just write a equal b equal c equal 10. Alright, and it will be executed without any error. Fine. Now this was simple. Now what if you have to assign different value to each variable? For example, I have a variable as x equal 20, y equal 30, and z equal 40. So in this case, what you can do for multiple assignment, you can just write x comma y comma z equal 20 comma 30 comma 40. It's as simple as that. Now let me just print any of the two variables and check if we are correct or not. So let's print y and let's print a. So yeah, so we got the output as 30 and 10. Y equal 30 and a equal 10. Even if you want, you can just check it by updating the value like a equal b equal c equal 20, and this is make it something else like 40 and 50, and now print the value of y and a, so you'll get the value as 40 and 20. Alright, so this was about the assigning single value to a variable. We also learned about assigning multiple values to a variable. A equal B equals C equal 10, and this example we already did, right? And we got the output as 2010. Fine. So now that you know how you can assign value to a variable, so let's move ahead and start our discussion with some basics of Python. So I'll start with Python token. So what exactly is this Python token? Well, Python token is the smallest meaningful component, or it is a very basic component of the source code. The characters are categorized as one of the four class of tokens that describe their functions. It can be a keyword, it can be a literal, it can be an identifier, or it can be an operator. Fine. So let's discuss them one by one, starting with keyword. So what are these keywords? Well, these keywords are some sort of reserve words which are designed for a specific purpose. You cannot use a keyword as a variable name or an identifier name. Some of the keywords in Python include for, if, del, break, continue, true, false, etc. You cannot use them as your variable. These words in Python have a specific purpose and have a specific meaning to it. Alright, let's move ahead. Next is the identifier. Well, it is the name which you give to your variable or to your function or to your class. For example, if you are defining a variable as a equal 10, then the word a or the variable a is defining the identifier. Alright. Well, before you start naming your variables or methods or class, you must know that there are certain set of rules or guidelines for naming an identifier. Let's see them one by one. So the first one is no character except the underscore can be used as an identifier. So what does that mean? Let's see. So you cannot have a variable name as 80 at the rate 123 equal something, any value. You cannot have a variable name like this. It will throw you an error. Alright. Or you cannot even have a variable like 80.we equal 20. Even this will throw you an error. Alright. But instead of it, if you write 80 underscore we, this would be perfectly fine. Alright. Next is keyword should not be used as an identifier name. This I told you earlier also, right? It's like if you are mentioning some keywords like if equal 10, obviously this will throw you an error. Or you're writing while equal 10, when this will give you an error. You cannot use any keyword as a name of an identifier. That is a name of a variable, a class, object, or a function. Alright. Next is Python is case sensitive. That is var with capital V and var with small v are two different identifier. Let me show you this. Suppose I mentioned a equal 20 and capital A equal 10. So what do you think the value should be if I print A? Would it be updated to 10 or would it be same as 20? Well, let's see. So the output is 20. So it means that small a or the a in smaller case and a in uppercase both are treated differently in Python. Print capital A. Alright. So let's move ahead. Next and the last one is first character of an identifier can be a character underscore but not a digit. Well, what does this mean? 1 to 80 equal 10. This is wrong. 1 to or 41 at the rate RAC equals something. Even this is wrong. But what you can do instead, you just specify underscore before this. Underscore 41 RAC without the at the rate part, as no special character other than underscore is allowed, equal 10. So this thing will be accepted without any error. Fine. So this was all about the identifiers. Next comes the literals. Well, literals are the constant used in Python. Or you can say that literals are the data given in a variable or a constant. Basically, there are four different types of literals. string literals, numeric literals, boolean literal, and special literal. Let's have a look at them one by one. Starting with string literals. Well, you can create a string literal just by enclosing a text within the code. Both single and double quotes are allowed in a string literal. For example, you can have a variable as name1 equal double quotes John, and you can even have a variable as name2 equal within single quote John, or maybe James. Both are correct. You're not getting any error, right? So since you are not getting any error in the output, so it verifies that you can use both the single and double quotes in string literal. Okay, now what if you have multiple line input? So how will you print that? Let's see for a multiple line input. Multi line equal. So all you need to do is mention 3 single quotes. Just 3. Alright. And after that, start writing like string 1, enter different line. String 2, line 3, string 3, and so on. Alright. And again, you have to end it using 3 quotes. Fine. Execute it. You won't get any error. And if you print the multi-line, you'll get the output as str1, str2, str3 in 3 different lines. Alright, let's get back to our tutorial. So what was our input? Name1 equal John, name2 equal James, print name1, name2, and we got the output. Yeah, we discussed this. We have a multi-line thing within triple quotes. You had a multi-line thing in which you needed the output in 3 different lines. So yeah, you got it using 3 quotes. Alright, fine. So this was about the string literal. Later in this session, we'll see what are the various other functions you can perform on the string literal using some of the Python's existing library. For now, let's move ahead and let me give you an overview of numeric literal. So what are these numeric literals? A numeric literal is a character string whose characters are selected from the digits 0 to 9. It consists of a sign character. It can be either positive or negative, or it can even contain a decimal point. Well, if the literal contains no decimal point, then it means that it's an integer. If your number is too long and we add capital L or small l at the end of the number, it makes it a long number. Or if the literal contains a decimal point, it becomes a float. But yes, remember that you can only use one decimal point in a number. Have you ever seen a number with more than one decimal point? Never, right? Well, just for the FYI, I'm not talking about the IP. Alright. By the way, in Python, the value of an integer is not restricted by the number of bits. It can expand to the limit of the available memory, and since the value of the integer depends on the available memory, so no special arrangement was made in Python for storing large number. So any doubt up till this portion? Well, if you have, please add it in the comment section below. Alright. So moving on ahead, next we have is the Boolean literal. Well, these Boolean literal have just 2 values, either true or false. Well, remember that both these true and false are also a keyword, so you cannot use them as an identifier. They are generally used when we are dealing with some condition whose outcome is either true or false. Alright, so this was about the Boolean literal. Next we have is the special literal. Well, Python has just one special literal as none, which is used to specify the field that is not created. Well, if you are from a programming background or you just have a basic knowledge about C, C++ or Java, I think you must have heard about the keyword null, right? Well, if yes, then this null is nothing but an equivalent of null keyword in C, C++ or Java. Alright, so I hope that you guys have understood about literal. Well, there are many cases where you can use none. Let's see an example. It's a self-explanatory example, just go through it and we'll proceed. Alright, nothing needs to be explained in this. So this was all for this session. We learned about various Python variables and different Python tokens like keywords, literals, identifiers. So one of the Python token, that is operators, messing up here, so we'll be covering it in the next session.
Thank you for watching. I'm here. Subscribe now for updates. Keep support. Let's start our journey.